Okay. My name's Curt Anderson, and the first poem I'm going to read is called Good Morning, America. May I direct your attention to the great orchards of ripening geometry, the diesel snores of the Canadians safe in the attic of our hemisphere, to the abandoned motel at the edge of sense, surrounded by its moat of gravel. There, the venereal salesman lies beside the perennial blonde, her pink slipper drifting irretrievably towards fascism. On such a morning, the birch shadows snare on the gleaming fences. The great rivers conduct their marriages in bookish silence, and the unfinished skyscrapers harden at the first touch of light. Now shall we join the dough-faced immigrants as they begin to sing our national anthem, but softly, lest we wake the government. The Auto Body Shop. While I was removing your appendix, I noticed polyps and calcium deposits on your colon. So I steam cleaned it, and naturally I replaced the clamp on your duodenum. And then I figured that while I was down there, I might as well align your testicles and sandblast the freckles off your buttocks. And well, that got me thinking about the curvature of your spine. So I removed and recalibrated each vertebra and replaced a few burnt out ganglia, not to mention the bushings above your pelvis. I also filed down the contacts on your sciatic and femoral nerves. Your heart was idling a little high, so I adjusted your valves, soaked your lungs in gum out, and then welded your ribs back in place. Then I noticed that your lips were chapped, so I replaced them with 2 rubber gaskets, which reminded me to check inside your brain case. So I rewired your speech center, replaced the universal joint in your brainstem, and lubricated your hypothalamus, which naturally required me to repack the bearings in your eardrums. After I fleshed out your memory, I discovered an abusive father figure blocking access to nurturing archetypes. So while I was there, I balanced your ego and superego and replaced the cables leading to your libido. That's when I discovered the burnt out synapses in your logic center, and this lodged in your anterior cerebellum. Finally, I transfused your blood with adrenalized hemoglobin from a 19-year-old track star. How would you like to pay? The labors of love. I would ride the great river of your hair and be stranded on the banks of your bed. I would ascend the stones of your spine to sing in the chapel of your mouth. I would travel on the wheels of your song and arrive in the company of a kiss. I would camp at the shores of your breath to be carried by the current of your voice. My lips would sweep the theater of your face and doze on the slope of your cheek. I would climb the stairs of your laughter to study in the library of your eyes. I would map the constellations of your skin from the soft observatory of your breast. My hand would scale your silky thigh to sit sentry on the hill of your hip. I would kneel at the triptych of your sex to copy this devotion with my tongue. I would be awake on a long winter night and be a mother to a starving love. And the next poem I'm going to read is called Ghosts. Ghosts. One night my father appears beside me, his face the glassy white of church candles. Why haven't you taken better care of my car? Son, why haven't you refilled my prescriptions? Because I am poor, I say, and because you are dead. Later my mother stands at the foot of my bed, her golden face topped by a frosted wig. Why don't you tell your wife you love her? I'm sorry, I say. I will tell her tomorrow. And what's this about your father being dead? The bell. Since you moved away to a town none of us can pronounce, we sit on twin couches awaiting your arrival. Oh, the long interstate of that. You're never here to be the reach of every word. Our stories pause at a passing car. We watch the television tell us what we don't have, waiting for the bell you have become. Or we open the door to darkness, the folding moment in which you will not appear, a slant of streetlight or hiss of rain. We wonder why you refuse to wash away the wreck of chatter, the mixed nuts. Even the dour children hang on a twig, scratching the blackened window. We hear footsteps on the gravel, an old car door clucked shut. But it is never you, only the telephone rattling in the kitchen, coffee grumbling in the background, an explanation dragged out on a tray with chalk white cups, our hands crumpling in our laps, and now you are the silence we sit in, the old stories appearing one by one, threadbare and homeless.